Hey everybody, this is Robert Price. So today we're going to continue with our reharmonization series. Okay, so today we're actually going to be in the key of C. All right, C major. Okay, I got a request for a song. I think it's "I Give Myself Away." Now, what I want to do is I want to break the song down a little bit, but I really want to cover some concepts, okay, that can actually help you with moving from chord to chord, okay? My main goal is to shed ideas, okay? So this song, we're going to do it in the key of C. Now, it's pretty simple for the most part. It's, let me see, I give myself away. So that's on the 1, then it goes to the 5. Okay, I give myself away. That's the 6, and you can do the 5, then to the 4. Okay. Now, yeah. So if you're not familiar with this song, then that's still okay because at least you will know concepts, right? A lot of songs go from the 1 to the 5, 6, to the 4. Okay. Now the next part is a little different. But, we'll get to that part, okay? So let's just go for it. So here we go. One thing I'm going to show you that I may repeat in this lesson, just to get to, reharmonizing something off a rip, the melody, okay? You always want to follow that melody. Now with this song, you can let the melody breathe, meaning that you don't have to necessarily do, every single chord doesn't necessarily have to have the melody in it. And I'll show you what I mean, okay? So it starts off like, okay? So as you can see, what I do on that 5, I just play a F major chord, right? All right, so I play a F major chord with the melody on top. Now, I'm going to show you this chord later, but I'm just going to do it now. So here we go. All right. You have a couple of options on this. If you start out the song, of course, you can play it natural. Okay. But a lot of times what I like to do is this. You can do I. Okay. Okay. So, here we go. And you can put this, wherever. So you don't necessarily have to start off the song like this. But like I said, we're just reharming. So that's the 2. I played that F major chord over the 2. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now that 5. Okay. That right there is a nice chord. All right, so let me break down that right there. We have in our left hand, you can do G and F. Okay, if you're playing in a lower register, you can just do G and F. All right, in the right hand, you're playing A flat, B. Now you can do 2 options. You can do a D flat and an F. So you can do this. Okay. Or you can do this, okay? Whichever sound you like. So instead of playing that D flat in the middle or almost at the top, I'm playing that E flat. Me personally, I do this a lot. See how I roll it down? Or, okay? If I'm playing it up here, I'll do this, okay? So in the right hand is the same. It's just the left hand. I play a F, B, and an E flat. Okay. Okay. So you see how I still roll it. Okay. So it'll sound like this. Okay. All right. So right there, you already have something you can do on the 5. Okay. Now on that 1, of course, you can do this, keeping that melody at the top. So give myself away. What you can do is this. So I have this E, B, and E, okay? Now what I do is I do a grace note from the A to the B, okay? All right? All right? So in my left hand, you can do C and B with that, all right? Or you can just do an octave of C. Well, early I did this, okay? So once you do that grace note, you can kind of go down to that B flat. It'll add just a little bit more flavor, right? Okay, and you won't be there that long, because we have this. So and then we have the 5. Okay, now so another concept I want to break down is this. You remember I always talk about circular movement, right? So when you're going to the 5, you can always hit a 2 before you get to that 5. So, I always talk about that. So circular movement. So before you get to that G, you can play a chord over that D. And usually it's like a D7 or something like that. But this the chord you can use, right? Right here. Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure some of you probably already know this chord. All right. So I may jump around because I'm going to show you where you can use this again. So in the left hand, you have D and E. I mean, D and C. Okay. And in the right hand, you have, this is like pretty much a B minor. Yep. So here we go. That's the root position. But we have a F sharp, B, and D, okay? All right, and again, the reason why I'm going kind of step by step is because we already know we are going from the 1 to the 5, the 6 to the 4, okay? So I just want to show you things that you can do before you get to these actual chords, okay? So we have the 1, right, then, all right, so that's the 5. Let me see. Now I'm going to show you something. We have I give myself away. That's pretty much going to that 6. Some people do this, right? You can do this. I give myself away. Okay. So before you get to that 6, you can hit the 3. This is just circular movement. I'm just trying to create a foundation. This is something you can do. So, okay. So this is after you've done this. Then we got, I give myself away. Okay, so go to a 3, which is that E. This is before you get to the 6, okay? Just to let you guys know. So you have an A flat diminished chord over the E, okay? And you can also couple that E with a D. Okay? All right? And then we go to the 6. All right? Now the way I play my 6, I do it like this. I have G, B, and E, okay? And I grace the A. Okay? All right? So that's another thing. This is just, we just kind of building, right? Now you can do this, so you pretty much you can play a 5 and then a 4, right? I know a lot of gospel players will do this. After the 6, you will do a 5, 1, 5, 1, 4, right? Okay. So if you're going to do that, I can show you just a little tension chord you can do over that 1. Okay. So we have, starting from the beginning, I give myself away. I give myself away. Give myself. Right? You can do this. Right? So if you don't know that, here we go. That's the chord, G minor 9. But we're playing that, of course, over the G. So there go the notes. And if you're going to the 1, you can do this. All you do is just drop the thumb down from that F to the E. The reason I'm not spending much time on that is because most people already know that. Okay? 5, 1, 4. But on that 1, do this instead. So I give this the 6. Do this. Okay? That's a nice little. Okay? Alright, so it'll be 5. And all I did was, see how I'm playing it now, it sounds pretty full. But I just took what I'm playing in my right hand and put it in my left. Okay? In my right hand, I just played F, A, and D. Okay? This is how I play my 5 chord. Alright? And you can do, so here we go. And this will be over the 1. So what I do is I start on that A flat and I just walk it up chromatically. A flat to the A, then to that B flat, okay? But once I get to that B flat, that's when I play this chord. Okay? So in my right hand, I have E, A, and D. I'm pretty sure you've heard this before. Okay? So anytime you're doing a 5, 1, 4, you can play the 5 regular, but okay, you can do that instead now. And so if you're not playing with a bass player, then a lot of times you could do this too over that 5. I mean over the 1. Okay? So you can do that. If you don't want to do this, you can do a 5 and walk it down to that G flat. This is pretty much a tritone substitution, okay? Because usually you will play the C over this chord right here. Okay? But a tritone away from C, it's just, if you start from this C, do 3 whole steps. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 whole steps. Okay? So we're replacing the C with the G flat. Okay? And you can still play that same chord. I just grace the G to that A. Okay? So, all right? That's a good way to get to that 4, okay? Just do a half step movement. 5, flat 5, then the 4. Okay? All right? So that's like our first go round, okay? So you have then, or, all right, then you have or, okay, all right. So that's one way you could do it. Here go another way, okay. So once we're on the 4, you can do. You remember I said that you don't necessarily have to play the melody every single time. So instead of going back to I give myself away, you can do okay? So you can just do this, so you can use me. Let's say you're getting ready to do it again. You can do I give myself, go straight to that 5, okay? Or you can do, that's what I'll probably do. I'll probably do a 2, and then, so we did this already. That's why I'm going kind of fast on this right here. I've already given you this chord. Okay, this is the chord over the 2. This is I give my, instead of doing this self, you can do this. Okay, so that'll take place of this chord right here. Okay, so it'll be like I give myself away. Okay, so I'm going to show you that, and I'm pretty sure a couple of you intermediate to advanced players probably do this already, but I'm going to cover it for people that don't know how to do it. So you already got a 2, when you get to the 5, you're going to do this. You're going to start from that G. This is your left hand. G, G flat. Once you hit the F, you're going to do this. Okay? So over that F, you're going to have B, E, and A. Okay? And I grace pretty much all my chords. Like, you know. Okay? So that's going from the D to the E. So, all right, so that chord right there is like a quarter chord. Okay? Every note is a fourth away. So we have A, this is the right hand, we have A, D, and G, okay? All right? So, right there. And in my left hand, I'm so used to playing chords in my left. So sometimes I'll actually, I'll actually play a C major chord in my left. So, okay, so you could play a C major chord in your left hand with that chord right there. Or you can do, okay, you can just play C by itself. So it's up to you. So you have 2 ways you can start the song and continue. You can do I give myself away, right? Or you can do I give myself away. Okay? So now you have some 2-5-1s you can do, all right? Now, let's see, we're on the 1. I give my, all right? So, you see this? That's a new one. The first one we did was this, okay? The second one, we're getting ready to play an E major chord over that D, okay? So, here we go, just the same as before. We have in the left hand D and C, okay? And in the right hand, we're gonna have A flat, B, and E, okay? All right, so that's pretty cool right there. And then the 5. But just to let you guys know, so now that I'm thinking about it, instead of going to the 5, you could actually try the 3. You know, it's really gonna change it. But just see how it sounds. So we can do I give myself away. I give my, you can do self away. You know, right? Anytime you're going to that 5, you can replace it with the 3. Right? Okay? So even if you choose not to do it in this song, but just moving forward, you can always say, instead of going to the 5, just go a third down, okay? And what's a third away from G? If you're going down, it's E, okay? Okay, so you're still gonna play a G major chord. It just now, the chord quality changes, okay? Now it's an E minor 7, okay? Okay? Now what I did, I added that F sharp in there, okay? So if you're really going to kind of take it out a little bit, you could do that. So, okay, and that's pretty cool. All right. So I'll play it up here. All right. So there you have it. And in my left hand, I have E, B, and D. All right. Okay. Now, since you're already on that E, you could stay there and then change that chord to a, right, like we did before, and then, but instead of doing that, I'm going to actually give you something else, okay? And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tie it in with another way to get to that, the 5, okay? So this is really just ideas, okay? So it may seem like I'm kind of all over the place, maybe, but I just want to give you you guys ideas. So here we go. We have I give myself, right, and then give myself, right? Then we can do this. The melody is doing this. I give myself away. So on this right here, why not do this? Okay? This is something that I do all the time, okay? And the reason why I chose to go to that B flat is because, of course, I did a tritone substitution. If you think about E, think about what's a tritone away. It's that B flat. So 3 whole steps away from the bass note that you're on. So if we're here, we're on this E, one whole step, 2 whole step, that's the 3rd whole step right there. That's your tritone substitution. If you're, as far as bass notes, okay? So usually over this B flat, I can do this, okay? But to make it a little bit more interesting, a lot of times I'll add in this E flat and play a F major chord, okay? So I have A, C, and F, right? And I play that over an E flat. And then I go to the diminish, okay? So I start on that E flat in my left hand, and I play that over the F, okay? Then I walk it down in my left hand to that D, okay? When I do that, I keep the F at the top in my right hand, but this A and C is gonna go down a half step, okay? So now you're gonna have this, okay? And that's pretty much a drop 2, because the D is at the bottom now instead of at the top up here, okay? So that's just one way you can do it. You have this now. So we have, it's the 2 to get to the 3, all right? Then while the song is still going on, I give myself, okay? You can do this, all right? And now you're at the 6, okay? All right? So I'm just trying to give you some practical stuff that you can use right away, all right? So let me see, I'll play it up here. Okay. All right. So you got ways to get to the 6 now, So what we did, let me see. So I give myself. Then I'll play it up here. I give myself away. I give myself away. Then you have so you. See, so you can play both. I do that a lot. Can't use me. Then, all right. Now, if you don't have to do that all the time, you can literally do, I give my, right? You can just change bass notes, but keep the song, okay? Right? Or, yeah. Okay? Now, a lot of times, you can do this. This makes it a little bit nicer in a sense, right here. Okay, you can do that. So instead of actually going to the 5, you can replace the 5 with the 7. Okay, so you can do I give myself away. Okay, and you can do this. Okay, so I'm playing a D major chord, A, D, and F sharp over the C. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you probably heard it like this. Wait, yeah, something like that. So I give myself away. I give myself. All right, so you can do something like that. Right? Now, if you haven't done that before, I'm going to break it down for you. So here we go. You got your C major chord. Now, on this, the next one, so you're going to play C and F sharp. Okay? Now, on this D, because that's pretty much what it is, a D major chord. D in root position, D, F sharp, A. But it's going to be, so I'm going to play E and F sharp. I have A at the top, but I'm going to grace the E. So really I'm just doing this. Okay? So Okay? Now, so you see, I do a F, okay? Okay, so it's like E, F, E, then D, okay? That's gonna take some practice if you don't know how to do that. Okay, but just moving on, so I won't stay on that too long. So we have C, then we have that D over the C. Now hit the A by itself after that chord, and then, okay, so now we're on the B. On that B, I have B and G in my left hand. Okay, in my right hand, I have A, D, and G. Okay, this is the same chord we just played over the 1, right? All right, so now you know that this one chord can be played over that 1 and the 7. Okay, just want to let you know. So, all right, then you can play it over. You can do that. So here we go. Okay, now since we just went down to the 7, let's keep going down to that B flat, and this where you can put this right here. Okay, so you can just kind of pick and choose. So I give myself away, I give myself away, I give myself away. You see, and then you can do 5. Can use it. So now it sounds more like you're literally just going down each half step, right? All right, you skipped the A flat, but so that's a pretty cool way to do it, okay? So I hope these ideas help. Now that next part is I don't really know the words, but dun dun dun, and it's mine. So I do 2, 4 to the 5. Okay, so that's the melody. So you start on the 1, then you go to the 5. Okay, to the 2, 4 to the 5. Now, so just to kind of give you some ideas of what you can do on that, I start on the 1, so you could do, okay, that's just another 2-5, just a 2-5 to get to the 1. So I'll give you that. So the same way we play our 2 a lot, right? We play D, A, and C. Okay, and in the right hand you have a F major 7. Okay, you have F, A, C, and E. So if I'm going fast, it's because I don't want the video to be too long, because I'm not necessarily getting too deep in all of this. Okay, now this is your 5 chord. All right, you're gonna play an A flat major, A flat diminished, but you're just inverting it. So you're gonna have F on the bottom. Okay, and you can play a tritone, so you have F and B in your left hand. Okay, so all right, that's a good way to start it. So all right, so you can, to get to the 5, what can we do? We can go to the 2. Now in this case with the melody, instead of doing this, a lot of times on that 2, especially when it's like a dominant, you can do this. Okay, so it can be okay. All right, so on this, let's see, you start with this chord. Now we've already covered this chord over the 2. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this chord and walk it down a half step twice. So that's the first time, and that's the second time. So, okay, and this chord is going to hit when they get to that part. So it's once you get back to that C, you should have done this. Okay, so in real time. Okay. Okay. All right. And now that I'm thinking about it, you can actually do what we did earlier. So, let me see. You can do this. Okay. Because like I said, you don't necessarily have to play with the melody the entire song, okay? Because you know you're going to the 5. So we said that we can replace the 5 with the 3. You can do that, right? And let me show you something too on that. To get to that 2, let's do something to get to that 2, okay? Let me show you a little something that you can do. So we have... You can do this. Okay? All right. See what I did there? All right. So what we did was we did a 3-6 to get to that 2. This is just circular movement. That's all I'm doing, okay? Now moving forward, I may even go a step forward. Instead of just going to the 1, 5, 6, 4, you see how I'm kind of replacing certain notes? We could actually take this outside the key. So I probably can come back and do that. But when it comes to certain songs like this, you don't want to go too far out because they'll kind of take away from the song, okay? So these are concepts that I'm showing you that you can still do in worship. Do you get what I'm saying? In those type of settings. So, all right. So we have, here we go. You can do this. Since the melody, I think, is doing, right? And if that's not the melody, then it's okay. You'll still be able to do this. Okay? That's just a diminished movement. So for starters, we have this. Over that E, which is the 3, you're going to play E and D. This is your left hand. So in your right hand, you're going to play F, A flat, B, and D. Okay? Now, on this right here, you could do this. Okay? You see? It makes it sound like you're doing a whole lot, right? Okay, so let me show you that. So we have, you have E in the left hand and then D in the right, okay? So once you press those 2, you can do this. You're gonna play a D major chord, okay, over the C. And then it's the same thing as doing this from earlier. Okay? So get used to doing that. When it comes to a diminished chord, right? You see what melody you're using, okay? And you can make that a diminished movement. All right, so we have D over C. We have F sharp, A, and D. Over that C. Just walk that C down to that B. All right, and now you're gonna have F, A flat, and D. Up right there, another drop 2 voicing, right? So, okay. So if you don't want to do that, you can just play a straight diminished. And then, all right. So on the 6, you have like a G diminished. So you have G, B flat, D flat, and E. All right, over the A. All right. So that's if you don't want to do the movement that I'm about to show. Okay, so you have, and then that's the 2, right? But here we go. You can do this. All right. So here we go. So a lot of times I like to hit the outside notes first. But if you don't have time, you can do this. All right, you can just go straight to it. So I'm gonna show you that. So I have A in my left, and then I have E in my right. Okay? All right, so here we go. Let me see, A in my left, E in my right. So now with this, you're really only gonna you're gonna just walk it down. Okay, as you can see, those two notes, right? D in my left and B in my right. Okay, you're literally just gonna take those two down a half step. Okay, but to make it sound a little bit more interesting, I do this. Okay, I grace it all the way up from the A. So A, B flat to that B. Okay. Okay, so, all right, and that's it. That's that whole thing. So, all right, and now that's the 2. Okay, so let's see real time. Let's see if you actually have time to do those movements. So we have we'll do, you see? All right, and that's pretty much it. And you do that however many times, you know? Right? Or you can do that. Over the 2, you can make that like a sus. So over that 2, it changes. Instead of doing this, do this. All right. So over that 2, you have, let me see, you have D, B flat, and C. Okay. Over in my right hand, you see, like a, yep, F sus 4. So we have F, B flat, C, and F. So okay. All right. All right. So yeah. So there you go, right there. Let me see what else we have. Yeah, you can do, I would do that too. 3, 6. You can do all types. Yep. All right, so yeah, and I don't really want to go too far out, like I said, but I think you guys have enough to work with. I hope you guys do. I hope you found some value in this lesson, okay? So for the most part, you have a couple of options you can do to get to the 5, right? You can stay on that 1, right? Then walk it down to the 7. Or you can do what we did before. You got 2 things you can do on that 2. You can do this, right, to get to that 5. You can do this to get to the 5, right? So yeah, that's actually a couple of things you can do. And on that 6, you can actually do, you know, you can do that on the 3. So like I said, guys, don't just think about it just in a package deal. You can take some stuff out and say, you know what, I like that movement I did on the 3, right? And just take that. So there are different things. I've done this before on the 3. All right. Now the melody just changed. But on that, you can do 1 to the 3. Okay, so that's just little stuff I do on the 6 with this. All right, so on that 3, you can do this. So I'll just show you this before we get out of here. All right, that's almost the same thing as this. Same thing. So All right, so in my left hand, I have E. My right hand, I have B. I do this. Okay, so I have A in my left. I still have the outer notes playing. So A in my left hand, F sharp in my right, and just take both of those middle notes down a half step. Okay, now you're gonna have A flat in the left and F in the right. So look, and of course I do a little twang, or I grace the note. I start from E and I go up to F, then F sharp. Okay, and then, all right, that's the way you can get to the 6. So let me know if this brought some value, and we can take it a step further, okay? So yeah, so just let me know. Don't forget to like the video, definitely share it, and subscribe if you haven't done it already, and take care.